the interference patterns have been pretty heavy over the last 24 hours, where I'm at on the Big Hunt. And so I know that when I did that video about the beast system, how the beast system operates, the Borgia Mesa quarantine, parasitic states of consciousness, the black mirror, it's all your fault, right? They accuse you what it is that they are. So that's transfer. That's false light transmissions. So you're not ever going to win an argument against that, right? So how arguments are when you're communicating with the other mirror. Something will never acknowledge responsibility for what it is because it doesn't know what it is. Identity, the function of an identity, the function of a core encryption code of your soul and the essence of your spirit, right? So I realized that I didn't provide a reference to what's going on. In other words, when I talked about the sheriff and L.A. Pink and Judge Brown, what we're talking about here is the court cases that these are all connected to. Remember, there is no separation to the Fanny Willis case, and so how this applies to the guy who played president in how it is to play, like software, the games that people play, right? So the image that I saw when I've seen him, they called this guy President Trump. I've never met him, eye to eye, soul to soul, essence to essence, spirit to spirit, right? All I've ever done is seen him on a mass media program. That's it, right? So I don't know who this guy is. I don't know him from Joe Blow from Kokomo, right? All I know is people called him President Trump, and they said, hey, I'll get up on a soapbox. People throw their electrons at him. Yeah, speak for me. Right? You can speak for me, right? So now you get somebody up there at the speakerphone speaking for all of us instead of speaking for yourself, your true self, which is your real solar-coded encryption identity, right? So they pay people for others to be speakerphones for you, and so they get all your electrons. Right? That's a politic, which is a tick, which is a bloodsucker, which is a vampiric state of consciousness. Okay? So now you're into costumes, the costume ball, and doesn't have anything to do with what you look like, right? It's the nature of our spirit, which is the nature of our essence, which is our feelings, what we feel, the completion of a circuit. The speed at which we're completing a circuit is burn time. Air sign, 333, Mama's 3 spheres logos, the 12 spheres template, that's the eternal life template, that's us. So the particular case is the Willie Fanny case tied to Trump, and then everything that I mentioned before tied to, Compton, right? The CIA drug operations that were going on, and I've done many videos on that, right? But so you see a lot of the gang members known as the Bloods and the Crips. I call Atlanta, if you know where Atlanta is on a map, I call it a hub wheel. Okay, a shadow body network hub, like the big one here on this island, right? So you realize the energy that they're spinning, like dark avatars, right? Hey, they're going in the wrong direction, right? So now we're back to the shadow body network, miasma, the Wayback Machine, yeah, and the nature of the beast. So the nature of the beast does what the beast does. That's the nature of the beast. What is not natural at all because it's not a natural crystal waveform speed. The speed of the spiral, the waveform. Wave speed vectors. So that is the Willie Fanny case. The Fanny Willis case. It's all directly related to the Trump, right? And now they say this guy's going to run for re-election. And it's just like, please stop playing these games, would you? Right? It's all false light mirrors. And games. That's all it is. War game theaters. And so this is what they're realizing. These folks that are on these channels, these folks that have been lawyers in courtrooms, their situational state of awareness is rising. And they're realizing that the very system that they worked in, right? All the codes, right? All the codes, Code of Federal Regulations, all the state codes, all the machine codes that their mind's energy was held captive to participate, okay, in energy harvesting. by giving it consent to play the game. Which are the rules of the game? Which are the codes? Which are the machine codes? Which are machine learning codes? There's the false light matrix. Yeah, so that's the Fanny Willis case. It's tried to the gang members of, what is it? They call them King Slime or something like that, right? And the gang members, the organization of cells, the organization of a gang, like gang stalkers, shadow body stalkers, and how that relates to obviously why we're all here, right? But it's fascinating to see their own situational awareness of realizing the abuser. I call it coming full circle of fire. Burn it off. Yeah, burn time. Correcting the codes, the elemental codes, the right codes, the right spin, the right spiral, the right wave, the waveform, the form and flow of hydrologic. Mama's hydrologic. Fire's right on time. Have a beautiful day.